Should states control all of the public land within their borders? It's a hot-button issue, especially here in the West. After the occupation of the wildlife refuge in Oregon, a lot of people are talking about it. Several western states are also looking at ways that they can take control of their lands, their federal lands. But two former Idaho governors are telling our lawmakers, forget about it. Morgan Wagner begins our legislative watch.
Right, and they're opposing heads of the state. They both agree on just one thing. Idaho will never fully outright own all of its public lands. They say the pursuit of such is like looking for an oasis in a desert. It's just simply not going to happen. When you ask Idahoans, what makes your state great? Most will mention the beautiful rolling hills and the mountainous landscapes that the state has to offer. These public lands make up over 60% of the state, with almost all of its land owned by the federal government. But thinking the state has a shot in owning this land, well, two former governors from opposing parties say that's a huge mistake.
That would be a devastating, ridiculous move that cannot happen, will not happen, because it would take congressional action, and believe me, I've been around long enough to tell you that the Congress of the United States is not going to permit that to happen.
Although you and I don't always agree, I will agree with you on this, and that is that the United States Congress is not going to part with title to that property. It's just not going to happen. I can count. There's 13 western states out of the 50.
In the past, Risch has come out in support of the states and federal government working together in owning this public land. However, Representative Eric Redmond of Athol says he doesn't think that'll work, since the federal government is already falling behind in managing 9.2 million acres of it.
When you have 500 trees per acre, when there should be 50 trees per acre, they're not managed properly.
Representative Redmond says currently for every dollar the federal government invests in public lands, they get about 29 cents in return. He says now if the state owned these lands, the return would be much greater, about $14 for every dollar invested. Live from the State House, Morgan Wagner, KBOI 2 News.